Righty. Hello everybody. Welcome to this video. Thank you very much for clicking on it. I really appreciate it. Today, on this fine Monday morning, we're doing a try not to cry challenge. That is the goal. We'll see how it goes. No, we are checking out Kep1ER's newest release, Shooting Star. This is obviously, I think bittersweet is probably the key word here. It was obviously confirmed recently that Kep1ER would be continuing, but only as 7. We will be saying goodbye to Mashiro and Yeso after this release, which sucks. But like I said, bittersweet. There are good things and bad things and sad things and happy things all tied up with this, and it's all just one big emotional. I'm gonna probably anyway. I'll share some of my thoughts on the whole renewal thing and whatnot at the end, so if you're interested in hearing my thoughts on that, feel free to stick around to that. But in the meantime, we're going to enjoy Shooting Star, we're going to try not to cry, and we're going to celebrate their last comeback as 9 members. So, let's get into it. Am I going to regret this being the first video that I film today? Mayhap. Mayhap. Because, like, what if I'm just an emotional wreck afterwards and I can't do anything? Like, that's literally not an option. Because I have so much I need to do today, but... yeah, I made a choice. I made a choice just now, but I'm sticking to it because I really just want to watch this and listen to this song. As far as teasers and spoilers and everything, I don't think, anyway, I have seen or heard any teasers in the lead up to this. Genuinely can't remember. The last couple of weeks have been a little bit of a for me. The brain's not all there. I'm feeling much better now, thankfully, but yeah, it's been a bit interesting. But I don't think I've seen or heard anything. I know that they performed this at, was it like a KCON thing? Like yesterday or the day before, at some point over the weekend, they performed it somewhere. And I haven't watched the full performance, but as I was, scrolling through ye old TikTok, there were a couple of moments where, like, I heard a tiny snippet, but I, quite frankly, can't remember shit all from it, so doesn't really count for much, but just letting you know. And yeah, that's it. That's where I'm at. I have a sneaking suspicion that this is going to be emotionally devastating, just as a song in and of itself. It's just a feeling, just a vibe. But yeah, we're just gonna dive in. We're gonna have a good time. Now, obviously, this has also come with their first full Korean album, KEP1ER Going On. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I will be doing an album listen to the rest of the album over on Patreon later today, so feel free to hop on over there if you want to see my thoughts on that. That will also be me trying not to cry, because some of these songs, I'm looking at the titles and I'm like, is that purposefully meant to make me emotional, like Double Up, going back to Up, and then like Last Carnival, how dare you? How dare you? Like, you know what I mean? Is it meant, like, it's just gonna be a very emotional day, fam. It's gonna be an emotional day. But we all knew it was coming, and it's, like I said before, it's not as sad as it could have been. Let's just put it that way. But anyway, that's enough talk. I'm stalling because I don't want to be sad, but let's just get into this. Try not to cry. Kep1ER, Shooting Star, 3, 2, 1, go. I did count that there were 9 stars, by the way. All the outfits are gorgeous. Okay, hold. god. Oh my god. Well, I didn't cry, so that's a win. We're counting that as a win. I do feel very emotional though, and I do have a lump in my throat, but I haven't cried, okay? I didn't do it. I didn't do it. You know how Back to the City is like one of the B-sides ever that they have released? You know, it's just like that song that I'm obviously speaking in very broad terms, but gets everyone very emotional, members included. It's just like that song, you know? This feels like Back to the City's big sister, and Christ on a bike if it doesn't have an emotional gut punch. I have many things to say. Many things to say. I want to start with that little like acapella-y moment. Because if you know anything about me, if you know anything, if you've been on this channel for a while, if you watch a bunch of my reactions, then you should know that shit, that kind of vocal production-y moment, I don't even know what it's called, but like that sound is just, it's like a direct link to my soul. And they really had to do that. They really had to do that on this song. That's almost like a guaranteed way to make this my favorite title track that they've ever released. I'm being 1000% serious right now. That just based on that little moment alone, like, oh, I'm such a sucker for that shit, and that sounded so good. So I think it was Ting that did it first, and then Youngin that did it the second time. Oh, obsessed. Second thing I want to say, this music video, like a lot of it was, I feel, relatively simple. Like a significant portion of the first half of the music video takes place in this one scene, right? And my initial reaction after the first half of the music video and sort of seeing that was just like, really, Wake One? We could have diversified a little bit more. But actually, kind of looking at the rest of the music video and like the CG elements and just the little details that you notice as a fan, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. Like, that's a very beautiful music video. You know? I feel like you have music videos that are just objectively stunning from like a cinematic point of view or an editing point of view or whatever. Like you have some music videos like that just, regardless of how big a fan you are of the artist, like they're just an objectively gorgeous music video, right? And then you have other music videos that may not be objectively as, you know, high standard or whatever, but as a fan, they just mean the absolute world to you. This is one of those music videos, to me. To mine eyes, this is one of those. Like, as a fan watching this, it's beautiful and stunning and amazing. And yeah, there are just so many little moments and little details in there that were like a little emotional pluck, you know, a little pluck of a heartstring. Uh, and I really like that. We're gonna go through it again because of course we are. Of course we are. I have things to say and I want to point out some of those details I mentioned. But yeah, I think just before I hit play though, one of the things that I want to mention, so the 9 shooting stars, I think it's quite apt because obviously a big part of their, I mean, it kind of got lost at some point in some of the in some of the comebacks, but a big part of at least their opening as a group was their, you know, space theme, you know, from, you know, their name being Kepler to the fact that they were formed on Girls' Planet, and you know, there's all of those space related things connected to them. Like that's a big part of them as a group. And so it's appropriate in that sense. But I think as well, the idea of a shooting star being something that, you know, flies by, shines super bright, is absolutely beautiful, but then disappears quickly as well. Like it's there for a moment and then it's gone. I feel like that's very, very apt for a group like Kepler, who originally, anyway, was only supposed to be around for a short time, comparatively to other groups, you know? Like that, that in and of itself is just like, oh, emotions. Also, every single shot of Mashiro and Yeso made me want to start crying. Okay. But like I said, we'll talk about the renewal stuff at the end, but yeah, we're sad about it. Anyway. Even this opening kind of reminds me of Back to the City. I don't know what it is about it specifically, but just the vibe, the feel of it. The da 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 da. It just, yeah, makes me think of it. But also, okay, so this was like one of the first details that I wanted to point out. We have this this trade-off from Xiaoting to Taehyun, and I feel like as fans, we've sort of always seen those two as joint centers in a lot of ways. Taehyun is obviously the official center. She came first on the show, blah, 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 blah. But I think and also I think it's just how they've been portrayed. I've kind of always seen them as double centers. And it also reminds me of how the show went in and of itself, with Xiaoting being so highly ranked, and being the number one for a significant portion of time in the show, and then obviously it switched to Chaehyun in the finale, like, and then also the fact that Xiaoting came in 9th, and just, you know, the first member, the 9th member, you get it. Like there's a lot of meaning just placed in this simple little detail of Xiaoting being the one to start in the center and then Chaehyun stepping into it. I think it's gorgeous. Love these outfits, by the way. Oh, I love that bam bam bam. The guitar. No, that makes me want to weep, and not even from sadness, but just how much I love it. Like that, I cannot stress enough how much that kind of sound impacts me. Like I don't know what it is, but from the second that little tiny me heard Imogen Heap's Hide and Seek for the first time, this kind of vocal production has had me fucked up ever since. I've never recovered, and I'm so okay with it. And of course, Kepler have to go and do it for their last song is 9. Like, what do you mean? Wow, he is so stunning. Yes, I chill. And this, a rap duo. And that guitar again in the background. Oh. Ah! Youngin, the vocalist you are, the vocalist you have become. Like, she was always great, but she's just got better and better and better, and I fucking love it so much. Oh, I love those drums. Wait, I just noticed that move. That move, the pointing up, that's a move from Up, isn't it? Oh, have they threaded movements from all of their previous choreos in this? Because if they have, I'm gonna throw up. I'm not, because I have emetophobia, but I'm going to be very, very emotional about it. Oh god, I can't remember all of their choreos well enough to pinpoint every single bit. But I definitely remember that because it's one of those movements that's quite unique, you know? I like, I can see it. I can see them doing it and Up. Ugh. God damn it. God damn it, KEP1ER. There's something about the camera noises as well. It's almost, I'm not sure if this is the intention, but this is what I'm getting from it, is that idea of like, pictures are like physical memories and they last forever, you know? Well, not forever, but you know what I mean. They have the potential to last forever. And I think it lasts longer than a shooting star does, you know? It's that kind of feeling of like, we're always going to have those memories, you know? It doesn't matter how quickly the beautiful moments pass us by, we can always hold on to those memories, you know, as long as we want to, you know? It's Eugene, the leader, stand in front and center. Ugh. I'm sure there are so many other little details that I'm probably missing. Probably within the song itself as well. Not just in the music video and in the choreo, but in the song itself. Like, it's one of those. It's just one of those. It's just gonna be, that's just gonna have, you know, a bunch of those little details and Easter eggs and everything. But I feel like I'd have to sit here and watch it half a dozen times to get everything, because I reach a point by about the second chorus that I'm just a bit too emotional to start paying attention to all the details. So you'll have to forgive on that front. But yeah, that was gorgeous. Honestly, as far as the song is concerned, I really could not have asked for anything better or anything more. As their last title track is 9. I really couldn't. That was such a gorgeous song, and so very catered to my personal taste. It's not even funny. that just feels like a targeted attack, but one that I'm totally okay with, so, you know, it's fine. Anyway, like I said, we'll talk briefly about the renewal stuff, because I know a lot of people are throwing out various different opinions and whatnot, and, you know, obviously everyone is entitled to feel the way that they want to feel and all of that sort of stuff, but I just wanted to throw my 2 cents into the mix. I guess the main thing that I've seen in terms of negative reactions has been with regards to them still obviously going to be under Wake One. And I do get it, because Lord knows, Wake One has not been the greatest of companies to them over the past couple of years. It started pretty well, and then it kind of went a little bit downhill. Yeah, I feel maybe in the last couple of months it's gotten marginally better, but that just might be me wishfully thinking. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I do get it. I do understand why people are so like, no, let them be free of Wake One and blah, 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 blah. But you have to remember that when it comes to re-signing, obviously there are a ton of different factors that are going to come into it, many of which we are not going to know about on the outside. There are plenty of things that are only going to be known to those that are at that table having that discussion, right? You got to have the consent of their original companies. You got to have the Wake One consent, obviously, like they got to want to take them back on. But you need to have the members' consent. So the fact that 7 of them did choose to resign and continue with KEP1ER says to me anyway that despite Wake One's questionable practices over the last couple of years, them staying together, at least as the 7 of them, was worth it, you know? And I'm choosing to trust them on this. Like, I absolutely want Wake One to do better in terms of promotions and, you know, fair treatment and all of that sort of stuff, but I'm protecting them as well, Jesus Christ. But I'm also going to respect and trust the members' decisions themselves to re-sign and stay together, because that counts for a lot as far as I'm concerned, you know? So that's my 2 cents on that. Now, with regards to Shiro and Yeso leaving, like I said, it's very bittersweet, because on the one hand, yay, we still get KEP1ER in some way, shape, or form. On the other hand, very sad, because we're saying goodbye to 2 members. I guess for me, I'm not entirely surprised, because, one, as far as I'm concerned, I had fully accepted and had come to terms with the fact that KEP1ER was going to be disbanding, and I was okay with it. I'd made my peace. I was good. I was chilling. And the fact that we even have 7 of them still together is a win for me. And I always knew that Shiro and Yeso were, in all likelihood, going to go back to 143 and join Limelight, because that, from the second that Limelight, you know, was announced as a thing, we all knew that that was gonna be the deal. Now, I understand people's disappointment of them not being able to renegotiate, but again, there's a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes that we are not going to know about. And I think all we can do as fans at the end of the day is support the remaining 7 in KEP1ER, and also support Limelight and Mashiro and Yeso's future in that group. I would also like to point out that out of all of the KEP1ER members, those 2 were 2 of the most underappreciated, both within the fandom and, like, in terms of group activities. Like, we're talking, like, you know, line distribution and all of that sort of stuff. The 2 of them had very little focus put on them over the course of KEP1ER's career. Which, personally, I hated. I hate it when any member gets aggressively overlooked, but especially when it's 2 that are as talented as they are. So I'm honestly, while I am sad, I'm also really excited, and I'm looking forward to their future in Limelight, because I believe they will be able to shine in a totally different way than they were able to in Kep1ER. Obviously, it sucks. We're losing our co-leader. We're losing our Mangne, two integral parts to Kep1ER, as far as I'm concerned. But I have full faith that the future will be bright and beautiful for them, so I'm not too devastated, if you know what I mean. And then as for the remaining 7, like I said, I am just happy to have at least even some of them back together, because if you've been here for a while, if you went through everything with IZ*ONE, then like you know how devastating it can be to have one of, if not your favorite group, just completely disband. You know what that's like. It's horrible. It's not fun. It's not nice. So yeah, so I'm honestly just, I guess intrigued is probably the best word I can think. I'm very intrigued as to what this future is going to look like for Kep1ER as 7 members. I'm intrigued as to what songs they're going to put out. Is it going to be in a similar vein to what they're doing? Are they going to take a different approach? I don't know. There's so many question marks, so much potential surrounding them as a group moving forward. Like, if provided Wake1 does their fucking jobs, the world is literally their oyster. So I'm very excited. I'm really looking forward to what the future will hold for Kep1ER. But yeah, bittersweet is definitely the word. Definitely the word. Anyway, those are my general thoughts on that. I imagine many people probably have exactly the same thoughts, but I wanted to get them out anyway, because as always, I see a lot of stupid bullshit on social media, and I'm tired of it, so I'm saying shit. But yeah, let me know your thoughts and feelings on everything. Obviously keep it chill, keep it respectful, all of that sort of stuff in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on the song and the music video and all of that sort of stuff. And yeah, that'll bring me to the end of that. Like I said, I'll be doing an album listen over on Patreon later today, so feel free to hop on over if you want to see my thoughts. If not, no worries, it's all good. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to end this one here, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.